Regular season comes to a close tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel with Ridgeline visiting Green Canyon. It's been a very successful inaugural campaign for Green Canyon. They're going to make the playoffs. They could finish with a piece of the region title, or they could finish down as far as third. It depends on what happens with some of the other games. Carter Barish, 19 points per game, one of the top scorers in 4A. With Ridgeline, they finished at the top of the mountain last year, the 3A state champs in their inaugural season. But this year, it's been tough. They've been right there in every game, but so far winless in region play. Now they come in to play the new school, Green Canyon, with their one last chance to get over the hump and get that region win. So what will it be tonight? Will Green Canyon get a piece of that region title, or will the Ridgeline Riverhawks play the spoiler? Stick around and you'll find out tonight on the Game of the Week.
Why leave to go to that indoor cycling class when the ProForm TDF can bring the best indoor cycling class to you?
Are you ready? Let's do this!
Introducing the ProForm TDF. It's the most exciting indoor cycling experience ever, and it's right from home. With the ProForm TDF, you can join live, studio, and on-demand classes with all the ups and downs and everything in between. It's an immersive experience you've just got to feel to believe. The TDF comes with iFit, powered by Google Maps, so day or night you can log on, pick the classes you want, and join in. The world's best coaches will be there to give you a rockin' workout. It's never been so much fun to get in shape. You can even bring your friends along for the ride. Plus, with an amazing extra-large interactive touchscreen, it's just like being there, only better. No other bike can do this, and it's right here waiting for you. Only on the ProForm TDF. Right now, you can have the ProForm TDF in your home for less than the cost of joining a spin class. Go to proform.com today to get the TDF for $0 down plus free shipping.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Not bigger, just better. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance for your family and business. Discount Tire and Automotive. The best tires at discounted prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Sports Academy and Racket Club. Your club, your results, your life. Four Seasons Luxury Apartments is your home. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years. Well, Coach, all in all, I'd say it's a pretty good first campaign for Green Canyon, because there's a possibility, depending on other outcomes, you could share a piece of that region title with a win tonight.
It's been a really fun year. Guys have come together. They bought into our system of how we want to play. The community support, the student support has just been off the charts. It's been a lot of fun, and I feel like we've really gotten better over the year. And so a lot of fun, and all you can ask for is a chance on the last night of the year, and we have a chance to share a championship, so we're excited.
I know coaches don't always like to talk about one kid. Carter Barish is the guy that scores all the points for you. But if there's somebody that kind of, to you, is maybe a glue guy, or somebody that really has contributed this year a lot that others don't really talk about, is there one or two kids that you would put in that category?
Yeah, there's a few. I think Dewey Panther, nights when he's really good for us, we're really good. And so he's a really important guy for us. I think a kid like Kason Holbrook is very undervalued. He does such a great job for us defensively. He always gets the other team's best player. Usually he's undersized against him, but he does a really good job. He's such a competitor. McKay Jorgensen has been really good. Carter Mon, Nate Corey, a bunch of guys that have really contributed and done done a really good job. They understand their role and are happy playing their role and have done a good job doing it.
Is this a dangerous game? Ridgeline, they're over in the region. They've been real close in a lot of those games. You guys have done really well. I mean, kids might have a tendency to look at that 0 on the front part of their region record. Is it a trap game?
Oh, for sure. I'm scared to death, to be honest. I think you could see a Ridgeline team that comes in and plays really free and loose, and you know, and in an hour and a half their season's over, so they're just going to go compete and have fun, and sometimes that's really dangerous. And I don't think our guys are going to look past them. They know what's on the line, and they also know what we had to do to beat them at their place, and that was a battle. But Ridgeline very well could come out and play really well and give us a handful and be a really really big challenge for us. So we're gonna have to play well.
All right, congrats on a good season. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you. Appreciate your support.
All right, Coach, season coming to a close, drawing to a close here, and it's, we talked about this last game we did with you guys. It's been a lot of close but not quite, and the team ought to come out and maybe play a little free and easy tonight, knowing that especially seniors, this is their last chance. How do you expect your team to show tonight?
Much like we have been all year. We're going to come out and compete, and we're going to play hard, and I wouldn't think anything less. These guys have a lot of character, and that's what I've been impressed most about them is they do just keep coming out and they play hard, and that's what I'd expect tonight.
Green Canyon, Barish can put the ball in the hole, that's for sure, but what do you need to do to slow them down?
Be able to hopefully make them hit some tough shots. If they're going to hit shots, they need to be contested shots, and if they miss, we need to be able to get the rebound. So those will be two definite keys for us tonight.
Do you have any players this year, even though the year started off good, but tough region play? But do you have any players that you look at and say, I've really seen some growth in these kids this year? Somebody that maybe off the top of your head, even if it's more than one.
Well, Foster Johnson right now. That's not one that was necessarily on our radar coming into the season, but he comes in and busts his butt and plays really hard and plays a good role for us. And so I've been really impressed with how Foster's been able to handle coming in. And we have a few other guys who've really been able to show that they can play at a high level. So that's been fun.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. Thanks.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
I'm a stock photo, so I live in a perfect world. I have my own private garden with the freshest produce that I use to make my own salad every day. My garden has kumquats, persimmons, chom-choms, apples.
I like kumquats.
You probably don't have a private garden, but you do have Wendy's. They use bold ingredients in their salads, like strawberry and mango in their new strawberry mango salad.
I like kumquats.
Wendy's new strawberry mango salad. Fast, fresh, and convenient. It's the perfect salad for your imperfect world.
I like mangoes. And chom-choms. And socks. And the color green.
I'm never leaving this garden.
Oh, and clouds. And cars. And rabbits. And kumquats.
Help me.
Hey, can I get the bathroom key?
Sure thing. Return it when you're done.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Matt, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Comfortable environment, spacious locker rooms, no gym intimidation. Only $10 a month. We're not a gym, we're Planet Fitness.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Green Canyon High School in North Logan, Utah. I'm your host, Eric Olson, as we'll get going with the final game of the week on the Valley Channel of this 2017-2018 season. Green Canyon playing host to Ridgeline. Ridgeline, a team that started out this season 7-4, 0-9 in region play, and it's just one of those hard luck cases as you look at them. Most of their losses have been close. They've been less than 6 points. Many of their losses, they've gotten blown out once or twice, but we've seen them here on the Valley Channel and region as well, where they've fought back from a a big deficit against Mountain Crest, only to end up losing that one. And it's just been a tough season overall for them. Their bright spot, they do have some good young players coming up, and one of those is Landon Brenchley. Landon Brenchley trying to get out from Big Brother's shadow. Big Brother Jackson Brenchley on a mission over in China right now, and then signed to play at Utah, one of the top players in the state for a couple of years at Mountain Crest and then Ridgeline, and he helped Ridgeline win the 3A title last year. And Landon is doing a good job of getting out from that shadow, averaging nearly 20 points per game on his own. He's number 7 in steals in 4A at nearly 2 per game, and he's 19.5 points a game. Puts him at 6th in scoring. Carter Barish at 19 points per game is right behind him at number 7. Barish is usually a long-range shooter for this Green Canyon team, and Green Canyon, a long-range team. If they're not big, 6'2" and under all the way across the board. If the outside shots are going down and they can get some early offense, they're a tough team to beat. But if a team can establish some inside presence against them, it can cause a little bit of trouble for the Wolves. But not many teams have caused much trouble for the Wolves, as they're 6-3 in region play, 10-9 overall. And again, overall, a good first season for Green Canyon. And tonight, if they can win this game and get a little help, Skyview and Logan are both playing tonight, and they're both tied for first in the region. If those teams were to lose and Green Canyon were to win, then there'd be a 3-way tie. It'd be a share of the region title shared between 3 different teams. And then as far as seeding goes for the playoffs, there'd be coin flips and such. And we'll talk about that as the game gets going. We're getting ready for the national anthem here at Green Canyon High School. And as they get ready here at Green Canyon, we're going to step aside and come back with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off. It's senior night on the final game of the week at Green Canyon. Stick around, all the action coming up next.
They would tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they'd tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Gibbons, a student here at Green Canyon High School, their rendition of our national anthem. It is senior night here at Green Canyon High School. 4 seniors at Green Canyon. Of course, Green Canyon, this is their first year in existence, breaking off from Skyview High School. And only 4 seniors on this team. Ridgeline on the other side doesn't have a lot of seniors of their own. They have 5. Brady Stewart is one of those seniors. Brady Stewart goes 5'11" as a senior. Ike Smith will get the start at 6 feet in the backcourt along with Brady Stewart.
Number 10,
Ben Johnson, who had that huge fourth quarter to help bring the Riverhawks back against Mountain Crest last week. He's 6'2". Sam Weeda is 6'3", an energy player, an unlimited amount of energy. And then Landon Brenchley, the junior, at 6'3", rounds out the starting five for Ridgeline. We'll also see probably Breck Jackson, Foster Johnson, Tuckett, Bookmiller, Dally. We'll see how the game goes as they turn out the lights in North Logan. Carter Barish, number 2 for Green Canyon. He's their big-time scorer, 6'1", and a junior. Dewey Panter joins him, another junior at 6'2". You heard the coach talk about him pregame as one of those unsung guys. Carter Mon, just a sophomore at 6 feet. Playing in the starting lineup most of this season. Kason Holbrook, a junior at 6 feet. Runs with the other 4 Wolves. And Nate Corey at 5'11". He's a junior. Getting the start. We'll see a lot of Henline probably tonight. Jorgensen, among others. Ridgeline, as we mentioned, they've hung in and fought all the way. You heard Coach Buckmiller in the pregame talk about how he's been proud of his team just hanging in there and fighting through adversity. And it's tough. A bunch of teenage kids when the losses start piling up. But this could be a very dangerous game for Green Canyon tonight. Nothing to lose for Ridgeline. Here's a steal by Brenchley. Out of bounds. Looks like it went off of Brenchley's foot. It did. So Green Canyon with a turnover, and Ridgeline gives it right back. And Barish takes the inbounds pass from Panther. We saw that upset Green Canyon over at Skyview a few weeks ago, and Barish didn't have much of a scoring game in that game. It's one of the few times we've seen him have trouble scoring. Mon drives past Witta. And we've got a foul out front. Witta on the drive. And that is the call. Sam Witta with his first foul, the first foul of the ball game. Haven't played a minute yet, no score. At Green Canyon, Corey turns, fires, misses, and Witta brings it across the timeline. Witta accelerates, now backs off. Smith caught underneath and he's fouled. Looked like it was before the shot. Yeah, it was. Nate Corey picks up the first foul for Green Canyon. Brenchley way out front to Witta. Witta leaves it off for Johnson, who misses. He tries to come up with a board, but Panter has good position and takes it away. Drive and the foul. They're going to call it on Brady Stewart as he fouled Holbrook. Brady Stewart with his first foul, second team foul. Still no score. We've played 1 minute and 5 seconds here in North Logan. and Holbrook puts it up in it. The Ridgeline will not pitch a shutout tonight. Holbrook hits them both. Holbrook, the 6-foot junior, and now Green Canyon. A little bit of a zone press. Weeda turns it over. It's Mon all the way in for 2. Two turnovers for Ridgeline here in the early going, and it's 4-0 Green Canyon. Stewart hands it off to Brenchley. Brenchley can score in bunches and plays within the offense and likes to get teammates involved. Here's the lob, backdoor to Smith, lay it up and in. Executed to perfection by the Riverhawks. And they're on the board 4-2 with 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Green Canyon with the early lead. Panther works on Stewart, turns left, banks it up and in. Dewey Panther makes it 6-2 Green Canyon. Weeda past Panther, gives it up to Brenchley. They double him, so he gives it off to Stewart. Pull up 3 for Stewart, you bet. Brady Stewart with the triple. And it's 6-5 Green Canyon. 5.5 to play in this first period. Good look for Corey. Bam! (9-5) Green Canyon. Weeda all the way. 1 foot. Push shot up and in. He's been drawing and kicking that time. He just drew. No kick. Put it up himself. A little bit off balance as Panther turns and scores. Dewey Panther with 5, the second 3-ball of the night. For Green Canyon, it's 12-7 Wolves. Brenchley to the rim, left side, left hand layup, good. It took a minute for these teams to start scoring, and now it's coming in bunches. 12-9 with 4:35 to play in the first period. Green Canyon with the 3-point lead. Barish has yet to take a shot, works on Johnson. Turns in, up and under his arm, misses and rebounded by Ben Johnson. Johnson all the way, and Carter Mon's going to get rung up for the foul. It is on Carter Mon. Cake Henline set to come into the ball game. And he replaces Mon. Mon picked up his first foul. That's his second team foul. Both teams with 2 team fouls. There's a turnover for Ridgeline. That's 3 turnovers. And we haven't even hit the halfway point of the first period. Henline and Holbrook out front as Henline handles. Here's Barish getting in the lane. Left hand layup is good. Carter Barish on the board. All 5 starters have scored now. Johnson, wide open 3. He knows what to do. Ben Johnson, silky smooth stroke. And it's 14-9 Green Canyon. 3.5 to play in the first period. Barish in trouble, finds Panther. Off the front of the iron, rebounded by Brenchley. Brenchley quickly into the front court. He backs it out. Smith with it. Smith directing traffic. Brenchley wants it down low. Smith's going to draw, kick it out to Stewart, and Stewart has hit back-to-back 3-pointers. The senior playing in his final game. 6 points in the first period, and Ridgeline with the 15-14 lead. 3 minutes to play in the period. Henline, Barish, deep three. No good, rebounded by Panter, no. Brenchley took it away from him. Panter looked like he had it. Brenchley reached in and swiped it away. Smith, baseline drive, turned away. Off to Brenchley on the left side. Step back three, too long. Rebounded by Barish. Barish quickly across the timeline. Three on the way. Holbrook too hard. Rebounded by Stewart. Out to Weeda. Weeda shaking, baking, and basket making. Sam Weeda with 4. It's 17-14 Ridgeline. 2 minutes to play in the first period. We're at Green Canyon. Final regular season game. Coach McClure addressed the crowd here before the game here on senior night. It's his hope that this isn't their last home game as Barish is fouled. The top 2 teams in the region get a home game in the playoffs. They're going to call Stewart for that foul. If they do, that's 2. They did. 2 fouls on Stewart, and Barish will go to the free throw line. Barish makes the first. Jorgensen and Eubanks into the ball game for Panter and Holbrook. Barish makes both free throws. He has 4 points. It's a 1-point Ridgeline lead with 1:50 to play in the first period. 17-16 as Brenchley looks back to the bench for the play. Stewart with back-to-back three-pointers. Now he tries something in close, misses. Brenchley with the board. There's another way to get 3 points, and Brenchley's going to show us how. The bucket is good for Landon Brenchley. And the foul against Cake Henline. Brady Stewart gives way to Foster Johnson. And Brenchley with 5 points. And it's 20-16 Ridgeline. In the corner, Corey. Jorgensen gives it back to him. Now Corey in trouble. Brenchley gets a hand on it, out of bounds off of Ridgeline. There's Mortensen in for Corey. Eubanks underneath, out to Mortensen. Now Barish. Barish looks for a cutter. He throws it over his teammate, and then Weeda gives it right back. Henline, 3, won't go. Rebounded by Mortensen, and he pushed off. 1:04 to play in the first period. That's the 4th team foul on Green Canyon. They trail 20-16. Ridgeline with the ball. Brenchley will bring it across. Brenchley using a double screen. Shut off, good defense by Jorgensen. Weeda, he's fouled. A lot of contact. Looks like Eubanks will get the ticket. That's 5 team fouls on Green Canyon. 3 on Ridgeline, and Weeda to the line. Green Canyon's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And Ridgeline is now 2 of 2 with 1 more to come. Tuckett will replace Johnson. Ben Johnson. Mon comes in for Barish. Barish sits with 4 points. Weeda hits them both. He's got 6. He joins Brady Stewart with 6 and 5 for Landon Brenchley. And it's a 22-16 lead for Ridgeline with 40 seconds to play here in the first period. Jorgensen, pull-up jumper just inside the free throw line. 30 seconds, and Brenchley will walk it across. Henline pokes it away from Brenchley. But Brenchley gets it back, and Weeda takes. Weeda right down the lane as it opened up too hard. Misses everything. Eubanks to Henline, and a foul. No, he stepped out of bounds. 4 seconds on the clock. Henline made a move that really separated himself from the defense, and he was going to have room for a good shot. But they said as he stepped back, he stepped on the sideline and out of bounds. 3 seconds. Brenchley pull up straightaway 3. Got it! 25-18 Ridgeline with a huge first quarter, and they lead as we head to a break on the Game of the Week.
They say a heart attack feels like a ton of bricks on your chest, and they aren't kidding. Luckily, I was taken to a Mountain Star hospital. They're the only hospitals in Utah with accredited chest pain centers. That's what made this moment possible. Their expertise was the difference between life and death. I'm living proof.
Before every moment counts, choose a health plan that partners with the Mountain Star Healthcare Network.
Not bigger, just better.
Landon Brenchley with 8 points to lead all scorers in that first period. And Ridgeline out to a 25-18 first quarter lead. 6 points for Stewart. Weeda with 6 points, 3 for Ben Johnson, 2 for Ike Smith. Green Canyon got 4 from Carter Barish and 5 from Dewey Panner. 2 from Mon, Jorgensen, and Holbrook, and Nate Corey hit a 3-ball. 4 3-pointers for Ridgeline, including the one at the first quarter buzzer by Brenchley. Ridgeline with the ball as we start the second period. Foul trouble for Green Canyon. They don't have one player in foul trouble, but the whole team is relative to free throws. They've got 5 fouls. Ridgeline gets free throws at 7. Here's Brenchley, and there's foul number 6. Looks like Corey's going to pick up the foul. For Nate Corey, that's his second. And Brenchley with a chance to go into double figures. And he's not going to do it on this trip as he misses the first free throw. Brenchley 1 of 2, he's got 9. And it's an 8-point Ridgeline lead. Panther back into the ball game. Tuckett is really roughing up Barish, and Barish was talking to the official the whole time. That's the 3rd time tonight that Ridgeline has come up with a steal and then immediately turned it back over. Tuckett came up with a steal, dribbled out of trouble, turned and fired a pass wide of Weeda and out of bounds. It's the 3rd time that's happened. There's 7:25 to play in the first half. 5 turnovers for Ridgeline. Mon to Jorgensen, he gives it back. Mon's shot swatted out of there, but 2 shots coming as he's fouled. Ike Smith said, "Are you sure?" And the official nodded his head and said, "Yeah, pretty sure." And the foul's on Smith. You're going to win an argument with an official about as much as you're going to win one with your wife. For those of you that aren't married, that's none. You're going to marry none. You're going to win none, I should say. If you think you're going to win some, you're going to marry none. 7:13 to play here in this first half. The second free throw no good, but Panther steals the rebound. Ridgeline very active defensively in this one. They're looking for their first region win. And right now they lead by 7, 26-19, with 6:50 to play in the first half. Boy, he thought about the three a long way out there. Speaking of Holbrook, here's a steal by Brenchley. Brenchley knocked it away. Johnson came up with it. Brenchley finds Tuckett. Timeout, Green Canyon, as it's 28-19 after the turnover. Fourth turnover for Green Canyon. And Ridgeline in control of this one. Defensively, they are active. 4 turnovers for Green Canyon. They've all been steals by look at Region 12. Skyview and Logan are tied at 7-2 atop the region. Skyview plays at Mountain Crest tonight, Logan at Bear River. Green Canyon is third at 6-3, and Bear River is 5-4 in fourth place. Mountain Crest is 2-7. Of course, Ridgeline 0-9. But let's look at who's playing whom tonight. Skyview, as we talked about, at Mountain Crest. Well, Mountain Crest hasn't had a great season. Skyview, if they get that win tonight, then they're probably winning that. Not probably, they're winning the region outright. If Logan and Skyview tie, I believe Skyview has the clearest path because Logan's got the other losses now. There's the bucket by Jorgensen. He cuts the lead down to 7. Brenchley to Weida at the angle. Brenchley step back from 17. Can't connect. Barish to Holbrook. Holbrook all the way, kick out. 3 ball short, rebounded by Green Canyon as Mon missed. Gets it back, hits it to Jorgensen. Holbrook with the 3, and he got it. Green Canyon moving the ball faster than I can talk, and that's saying something. Here's Weida attacking from the left side, up and under move. Sam Weida with 8. 6-point Ridgeline lead. Fake 3 out there by Holbrook, and Brenchley pushed him. And Brenchley gets called for it. That's the 5th team foul for Ridgeline. Foster Johnson back into the ball game, and Tuckett sits. Holbrook looks for cutters. He doesn't have any, so he brings it to the left side. Barish straddling the 3-point line. In and out, rebounded by Brenchley. Brenchley draws a crowd. Brenchley walked, he took 2 steps backwards. He picked up the ball as he was taking a step backwards, then he took a couple more, backing away from the defenders. Caleb Bookmiller into the ball game for the first time for Ridgeline as they're hanging on to a 6-point lead at 30-24 with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Johnson is in Barish's pocket, and a foul by Bookmiller. They're calling it tight in North Logan tonight. That's the 6th team foul on Ridgeline. That call goes against Bookmiller. Panther with the free throw. His first point of this second period. He had 5 in the opening quarter. Now he has 7. It's a 4-point ball game, 30-26. Ridgeline's largest lead was 9. Weida. And a foul called as Mon's trying to stay in front of him, and they're going to call him with the body. And that's free throws. Both teams at the line the rest of the way with any foul. 4:40 to play here in this first half. Carter Mon picked up his second. Weed is short. Rebounded by Barish. Jorgensen turns. Blocked. Bookmiller gets his hand on it. Johnson fakes the lob, has it swatted away. Picks it back up. Here's Brenchley. Back to Weeda. Brenchley will come get it. Brenchley against Barish. Backs it out. Back up three. Won't go. Rebounded. Foster, Johnson, and Panther fight for it. And the possession arrow favors Green Canyon. Jorgensen will bring it across, a 4-point Ridgeline lead. And Panther trying to cut it to 2. He'll go to the line. Called that foul on Ben Johnson. It's team foul number 7. Panther just at the line a moment ago, drained 2. He's got 2 more and he hits the first. Jorgensen will take a seat. Smith will come in and replace Foster Johnson for Ridgeline. Jorgensen replaced by Henline. Panther with 9 points, 4 free throws here in this second period. It's 30-28, Ridgeline with 3:45 to play in the second. Weeda's thinking about a three-pointer. Now he's going to drive, put it up and in. Sam Weeda, the senior, 10 points for Weeda. 32-28, Ridgeline. Henline leaves it off for Holbrook, and underneath he finds Mon. Mon fumbled it for a moment, then got his hands around it and laid it up and in softly. They throw it down low to Brenchley. Brenchley bulls his way in, puts it in. Brenchley with 10. Brenchley and Weeda with 20 of Ridgeline's 34 points. 2:45 to play in the half. Panther, corner, 3, won't go. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson has it knocked away. Mon comes up with it. 7th turnover for Ridgeline. Henline spins out. Panther to the rim, misses. Weeda with the board. Weeda's doubled up, finds Brenchley in the paint. From the left side, won't go, tries to put it back, and he didn't get his hands around it. In traffic again. Everything that's been called tonight, nothing there, and he wondered about it. That time they let him play. Barish to the rack. He misses, rebounded by Weeda. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. 34-30, Ridgeline hanging on to the lead. Weeda, left side layup, good. He's got 12. 6 in each period, 36-30, Ridgeline. A minute and a half to play in the first half. Panther, Henline. Wanted to go back to Panther, but Weeda was there. Now he finds him. Knocked out of bounds by Ridgeline. 1:26 on the clock. And a 6-point Ridgeline lead. Henline out front. Boy, Ben Johnson is right in Carter Barish's pocket. Panther back out to Henline. 3, too hard. Rebounded by Brenchley. Ahead to Johnson as Johnson leaked out. Lay it up and miss. And Barish doesn't like the call. He just picked up his first foul, 8th team foul. Ben Johnson will go to the line. He's got 3 points. He had a 3-pointer in the first period. Makes the first. Boy, Johnson missed badly on the second. He didn't hit anything. He's hearing it from the crowd here. 7-point lead for Ridgeline. 37-30 with 1 minute to play in the half. Tuckett replaces Johnson. Mon, short corner down to Holbrook. Inside the Panther, off the glass and in. Dewey Panther with 11. Wida behind the back. What are they going to call? They're going to call an offensive foul on Brenchley. Brenchley doesn't like it. But you know, you're not a basketball player if you like a foul call. You just aren't. (37-32), Ridgeline with the lead. 25 seconds to play in the half. Henline, layup from the left side. 10 seconds. It's a 3-point ball game. Ridgeline with the lead and the ball. 5 seconds. Wida. 3. Won't go. Rebound out of bounds. And there's .1 on the clock. Boy, Barish, they are right in his pocket. It's Tuckett now. It was Johnson earlier, and Barish spent a lot of that last possession just standing in front of the official and asking for a foul. Shots off, it wouldn't have been any good. There's no way to get a shot off with .1 on the clock. And Ridgeline at 0-9 in region play right now have a 3-point lead over the homestanding Green Canyon Wolves. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rodent ride-along.
All right, buddy. Don't forget anything.
I won't, Dad.
Good morning, Captain Rod here. It's pretty hairy out on the interstate. Traffic is literally crawling, but there is some movement on the east side overpass. Getting word of another collision.
It happened December 14th, 2015, and we covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
Hi. Hey, wanted to tell you my experience with Discount Tire. I own quite a few vehicles, more than I should. Discount Tire always takes care of me. I go down there, I feel like part of the family. They keep records of everything they've done to every one of my vehicles. They keep better records than I do. I go in there, I don't bother checking prices. Their prices are awesome. I need an inspection, I call them, wow, come on down, we'll take care of you. In fact, I have a vehicle down there right now, and that's what they said, come down, we'll take care of you. They're just great people. You go in there, it's a homey atmosphere. Their waiting area, gosh, got a TV going on, it's very comfortable. It's always very comfortable, summer, winter. They just do a great job, but more importantly, they take really good care of my vehicles. They're really good guys.
You have to be one with your mind, and your mind has to be one with your body while you're doing any kind of feat. I see the hurdles in front of me. I'm like, Felicia, this is what you got to get over. Here's a certain thing you have to do to conquer your goals today.
I don't know if the girl can sit still. I don't know if she sleeps at night.
You have to put mind over matter. So even though my body's aching right now, tomorrow my mind's gonna be like, you can do this, what's next? You got spirit! Woo! My sister and I, it's a passionate relationship. We go hard.
Felicia plays Frederica harder than she would play anybody else.
It builds me up to where I want to be.
My father started us in tennis, he started us in track, and he even started my love for learning. He helped push it forward. He was killed when I was 9 years old. It's been 8 years and it still hurts. When he died, it was a void that can't be filled. The lessons he instilled in me, I wanted to push past all the obstacles, the barriers in my way. I want to let him live on through me, let his lessons live on through me.
She doesn't let her circumstances define her, and she never has. She doesn't have to tell you that, she shows you that.
It's very important to be part of something that's bigger than you. I'm the president for the NAACP. We try to mend racial tensions in our world. We try to encourage civic awareness. My ancestors before me have done so much for me. They've done the race, and they've passed the baton. I have to continue that race for them. There's still work to be done.
Only Wendy's can make the Baconator, because while some other guys use frozen beef from far away,
That's 9,429 miles away.
Wendy's only uses fresh beef from ranches close by,
so we don't have to freeze it.
Then add 6 strips of bacon, cooked fresh in an oven, never a microwave, tossed with plenty of cheese, without a single veggie to get in the way.
Aww. Proving once and for all
that only Wendy's has the bacon and the ater to make the Baconator.
Why leave to go to that indoor cycling class when the ProForm TDF can bring the best indoor cycling class to you?
Are you ready? Let's do this!
Introducing the ProForm TDF. It's the most exciting indoor cycling experience ever, and it's right from home. With the ProForm TDF, you can join live, studio, and on-demand classes with all the ups and downs and everything in between. It's an immersive experience you just gotta feel to believe. The TDF comes with iFit, powered by Google Maps, so day or night you can log on, pick the classes you want, and join in. The world's best coaches will be there to give you a rockin' workout. It's never been so much fun to get in shape. You can even bring your friends along for the ride. Plus, with an amazing extra-large interactive touchscreen, it's just like being there, only better. No other bike can do this, and it's right here waiting for you. Only on the ProForm TDF. Right now, you can have the ProForm TDF in your home for less than the cost of joining a spin class. Go to proform.com today to get the TDF for $0 down plus free shipping.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Not bigger, just better. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance for your family and business. Discount Tire and Automotive. The best tires at discounted prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Sports Academy and Racket Club. Your club, your results, your life. Four Seasons Luxury Apartments is your home. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years. Back at Green Canyon High School, Eric Olson along with you. I hope you've enjoyed our broadcast this year, not only basketball, but football. The Valley Channel working on its 3rd decade of bringing you high school sports. Everybody else came to the party late. We've been doing it, well, we've been doing it since the 80s. Everybody else decided to finally show up. It's nice that these kids can have all their hard work out there for you can literally see them around the world with our streaming and everything. You know, I've had parents that have had players play that had to go on business trips overseas, and they found out when we're broadcasting the games and they've watched games overseas. So, you know, international superstars here at the Valley Channel. It's fun to be able to do all these games. We've had some great games this year, some not so great, but a lot of great ones. And that's kind of what happens every year. So we pick the matchups that we hope will provide the best, most entertaining games. And it's a lot easier now making the schedule because in this region, all of the teams other than Bear River are right in the same valley. So it adds some oomph to each one of the rivalries. 37-34, Ridgeline leads at the half. As we get ready to start the second half, Brady Stewart had 6, Ike Smith with 2. 12 for Sam Weeda. Ben Johnson had 4. Landon Brenchley had 10. 3-ball to start things out. Johnson puts 3 more up. It's a 7-point lead now. Make that 6-point lead now for Ridgeline. Offensive foul as Panther runs over Stewart. Panther picks up his first. Tuckett had 2 points. Nobody else scored for Ridgeline in that first half. Green Canyon Barish with only 4. They're paying a lot of attention to Carter Barish. 10 for Dewey Panther, 5 for Mon, 2 for Henline, 3 for Corey, 4 for Jorgensen, and 5 for Holbrook. Abraham Mesopera starts this second half. Number 24 for Green Canyon. Smith with a 3. He's got 5 points and the lead is 9. That matches the largest of the game for Ridgeline. 0-9 in region play and looking to play spoiler here tonight. Corey fouled on his way in. If Ridgeline, or if Green Canyon loses this ball game, they fall to 6-4. If Bear River beats Logan, they'd be tied with Bear River. Green Canyon's losses are to Skyview, Logan, and Bear River. Skyview's lost to Green Canyon and Logan. And Logan's lost to Green Canyon and Skyview. So if it's a 3-way tie for first, Skyview gets the 1 seed and the other 2 teams flip. In any of those cases where Logan and Green Canyon tie, it's coin flips that are involved. Corey makes 1 of 2. Here's a takeaway, an 8-point game. Ridgeline with the lead as Panther spins to his left and misses. Rebound, nobody there but Riverhawks. Smith quickly to Stewart. Stewart drives baseline, back out to Johnson. His shot won't go, but he's fouled as he hits the deck on a 3-point attempt. And Corey has just picked up his 3rd foul. Johnson with 4 points here in this 3rd period. 8 on the game and 1 more shot to go. Did I say 1? I meant 2. There's a three-pointer he was fouled on. Holbrook into the ball game. He's going to replace Corey. Mon, Mesopira, Barish, Holbrook, and Panther for Green Canyon. 2 of 3 for Ben Johnson. He's got 9 points. And it's 45-35. Ridgeline with their largest lead of the game. 3 from the right side is good. Carter Mon. He's got 8. Cuts the lead to 7. Down low to Brenchley, and he's pushed. Holbrook with his first. Green Canyon with 3 team fouls already. We haven't even played 2 minutes here in this third period. Smith hands it back to Brenchley. And now Stewart. Wida from Smith. Wida into the lane. Miss O'Para fouls him. Shot goes, but they said nope on the drive. Abraham Miss O'Para starts the second half tonight for Green Canyon, the senior, and he fouls Wida. Stewart quickly the tip pass back to Brenchley, and Brenchley has 12. There's a turnover. On the inbounds play, Green Canyon with their 5th turnover. And Ridgeline leading by 9, looking for more with 5:40 to play in the third. Brenchley against Barish, up and in. Brenchley with 14. Coach McClure looking for a lineup that'll work as he's got Henline set to come in along with Jorgensen. Miss O'Para and Barish will sit. Barish is frustrated. They've been in his pocket all night. They've grabbed, they've held, they've played him very physically. And they're calling the ball, they're calling this game tight on the ball, but away from the ball, they're not calling it quite as tight. And it's benefited Ridgeline tonight. Here's Panther, who's having a good game. Panther with 12. 9-point lead for Ridgeline. Stewart, he's 2 for 2. Now 2 for 3 now from behind the arc. Rebounded by Panther. Henline against Wida. Wide open is Jorgensen. Shot a little bit long into the left. 49-40 Ridgeline. Wida working on Holbrook. Wida to the rim, and it falls off the front of the iron, rebounded by Jorgensen. He's got Panner out front. Panner picks it up, and a foul called Johnson. Wida asked for a jump ball, but Johnson reached across his arm. Coach McClure having a chat. Oh. Got a timeout. 30-second timeout by Ridgeline, and Coach McClure is talking to that official. Barish averages 19 points per game. He's 7th in 4A in scoring, and our big storyline here tonight is that he has 4 points. You can't score if you don't have the ball, and Green Canyon is concentrating on keeping the ball out of his hands. He hasn't even been able to get the basketball. And he's on the bench right now. He's a frustrated camper. Panther, scoop shot. Nifty move by Panther. He's got 14. 7-point lead and a turnover. Smith spun baseline and Brenchley threw it out front. 9th turnover for the Riverhawks. First one of the second half. Green Canyon with the ball, trailing by 7. Jorgensen's 3, you bet. Jorgensen has 7, and it's a 4-point lead. It was 11 a moment ago, and Green Canyon storming back to within 4. Johnson looks low to Weeda. He's got Panther sealed, turns in and scores. Weeda with 14. Henline gets in the middle, loses it. 6th turnover. Brenchley loses it out of bounds. It was last touched by Mon of Green Canyon. Johnson gets the inbounds pass. It's knocked away from Smith, bounds off the back of the iron, and we're going the other way. Six-point lead for Ridgeline. 3 minutes to play in the third period. Henline to Panther. Looking at a 3, likes what he sees. 7 for Panther here in this quarter. He's got 17 on the game. 51-48, the lead trimmed to 3, and a foul out front as Panther bumped Weeda. 2nd foul for Panther. More importantly, that's the 5th team foul here in this second half. Two more fouls, and it's free throws the rest of the way for Ridgeline. Into Brenchley, working against Holbrook. Now Weeda, who's having a big game. He's got 14. Misses, gets his own board. And a foul called on Henline. That's team foul number 6. Henline's 2nd. Two and a half to play in the third. Smith gives it off to Buckmiller. Brenchley. Spin to his left. Scoop shot blocked by Panther. Henline the other way, leads to Mon. And Henline takes it. Or Holbrook, excuse me, takes it. Now Henline. Skip pass, now we're back up top with Henline. Panther at the angle, has it knocked away, but it's picked up by Jorgensen. Ridgeline's led most of the way in this ball game, and they lead by 3 with 1:43 to play in the third. It's 51-48. Weeda takes a spill, and a foul is called on Ridgeline. Called it on 12, Foster Johnson. .140 to play, and now another foul, another whistle. Buckmiller. Caleb Buckmiller with his 2nd. And that's the 3rd team foul on Ridgeline. Out front, Jorgensen with a nice grab, and then Weeda, a little bit of extracurricular. Weeda, he gets emotional, and I think Coach Buckmiller's recognizing that, and he's going to sit him down. Johnson's going to come in. And Weed is going to sit down with his second. He gave a little grab around the head of the Green Canyon player after the foul was called. And see him getting a little bit frustrated. He plays with a little fire, does Weed, 100 miles an hour. Knocked out of bounds by Foster Johnson. Green Canyon basketball. Panther triggers in to Henline. Now Holbrook. 1:20 to play in the third. Henline, Foster Johnson checking him. Man defense for Ridgeline. Henline dribbles into a double team, now dribbles out. Jorgensen passes up the three, loses the ball, but Green Canyon gets it back. Panther, three. Won't go, rebounded by Stewart. Under a minute to play now in the third. A three-point ball game, Ridgeline with the advantage. Stewart trapped in the paint, finds Smith for three in the corner. Wow! Ike Smith with 2 3-pointers here in the third. 8 on the game, and it's 54-48. Ridgeline foul called on the Riverhawks. Going the other way. And that's on Foster Johnson. His second. That's the 5th team foul on Ridgeline. Johnson swats it out of bounds on the inbounds toss from Panther to Henline. Good defense. And they've got Jorgensen trapped. He finds a way out of it. He passes it off to Henline. 30 seconds in a 6-point ball game. Ridgeline with the lead. They've led most of the way. Oh, Panther took his eyes off it. Just about lost it out of bounds. 20 seconds. Jorgensen down the lane. Left hand high off the glass and in. It's great to be good, but awesome to be lucky. 5 seconds. Stewart with 4 seconds. Finds Buckmiller. He's stripped. It's out of bounds off of Buckmiller. Green Canyon ball with 1.5. That's time to throw a long pass and get a shot off. Green Canyon trails by 4. Oh, Stewart steals. His shot won't go, and that's the end of the third period. 54-50. Ridgeline leads Green Canyon as we head to the fourth.
Only Wendy's can make the Baconator, because while some other guys use frozen beef from far away,
That's 9,429 miles away.
Wendy's only uses fresh beef from ranches close by.
So we don't have to freeze it.
Then add 6 strips of bacon, cooked fresh in an oven, never a microwave. Tossed with plenty of cheese, without a single veggie to get in the way.
Aww. Proving once and for all
that only Wendy's has the bacon and the ater to make the Baconator.
The final 8 minutes of the season for Ridgeline. Green Canyon will play on one more game at least as the playoffs loom for the Wolves, but they do not want to go into the playoffs on a losing note. And Ridgeline has controlled this ball game almost from the start. Coach McClure talked to us before the game about how this definitely can be a trap game. A team that's 0-9 coming in here against a team that's hoping to finish with a piece of the region title. So easy to let down when you look at those records and you know that Ridgeline hasn't won a region game, but things going the Riverhawks' way through the first 3 quarters. A 4-point Ridgeline lead. Jorgensen out to Panther. Panther with 17 on the game tonight. Jorgensen gets inside, he loses it. He looked to go up, he went up for the shot and he lost it on his way up. So it goes down as a missed shot more than a turnover, but it came out of his hand as he was trying to push it through. Weeda off to Stewart. Poked out of his hands by Panther. He was looking low and Panther knocked it away with quick hands. 7:13 to play in the ball game. 54-50 Ridgeline. Brenchley. Now to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson with 8 in the game. Smith, well, he had a 3 if he wanted. He passed it up. Barish back in the ball game. He knocks it away from Johnson. Johnson looking for some help. That should be dang close to 5 seconds, and Coach Buckmiller knew it, and he called a timeout from the bench. 6:44 to play in the ball game. Timeout, Ridgeline. .54-50. Ridgeline leading Green Canyon. Ridgeline led after one, 27-21. And Green Canyon got the better of the Riverhawks in the second, 13-10. But in the third quarter, it was a close one, 17-16. Ridgeline with the advantage in the third. And that's where we stand at 54-50. Neither team has scored here in this fourth quarter. We saw that in the first period. It took almost 2 minutes for either team to score in that first period, and it ends up a 27-21 period, a 48-point period. Let's see if the fourth works out that way. Stewart working on Corey, who had to sit a lot of the third with foul trouble. Brenchley, who averages nearly 20 a game. He's got 12 here tonight. I don't think he took a shot in that. Well, yeah, he did. He hasn't taken one here in the fourth. He had 4 points in the third. It's quiet, a quiet 4 points. Here's a miss by Stewart, but rebounded by Johnson. The defense turns their back, and he sneaks in and scores. Ben Johnson in double figures with 10. Weeda's got 11. Excuse me, Weeda's got 14. Smith has 11. And 12 for Brenchley. Balanced scoring for the Riverhawks. Panther back out to Holbrook. A 6-point lead for Ridgeline, stolen by Weeda. Out front to Brenchley. Brenchley, lay it up and in. Brenchley with 16, 9 turnovers for Green Canyon. Back up to an 8-point lead for Ridgeline. Barish, only 4 points. He's trying to get free underneath, and they're bumping and pushing. And now they converge on him. He's going to turn and shoot short. He's been frustrated this game with the way he's been defended. They've defended him hands-on. Again, we mentioned it earlier, if you're just joining in. They've called things on the shot or on the ball very tight. But away from the ball, they're letting a lot of stuff go. It's been a physical ball game. Here's Johnson against Barish. Smith pulls up from 17, won't go, rebounded by Panther. 4:50 to play in the game, an 8-point lead. Corey looks to trim it. Johnson with the board. Knocked away by Barish. Barish out in front. Can he catch up to it? No. Corey tried to lead him, but he led a little bit too much. both teams with 10 turnovers. Barish had 4 in the first period. He hasn't scored since. Smith to Stewart. He drives baseline. Out front to Johnson. Ben Johnson, 3. Johnson with 13. Timeout, Green Canyon. 61-50. Matches the largest lead of the game for Ridgeline with 4:21 to play in the ball game. Green Canyon's in trouble. Canyon in all sorts of trouble. Down by 11 with 4:21 to play. They were within 4 at the quarter. They had cut it from 11 to 4 earlier in this second half. And now it's back to 11. Balanced scoring for Ridgeline. Smith with 11, 13 for Johnson, 14 apiece for Brenchley and Weta. Ridgeline has been engaged and played hard this entire game. You've got to give them some credit. They're 0-9. They could have come in and just mailed this one in. But they got 4 seniors playing in their final basketball game ever, most likely. At least their final organized one. We're in Utah. There's always a chance to be on the Church Ball All-Star team. Brass knuckles and a bad attitude will get you there. Hey, Panther. He's still punching. He's got 19. Dewey Panther cuts the lead to single digits. In the corner, Smith. Down low to Johnson, knocked away by Corey and taken away by Green Canyon. 3:45 to play in the game. Here comes Panther. Off to Holbrook. Weta's there. Panther, corner 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Smith. Stewart, baseline, underneath and back out front. Weta. They say, fine, take it. He does. Won't go. Rebound fought for. Brenchley's there with Panther. Possession arrow favors Ridgeline. Brenchley into Stewart. Stewart has it taken away. Guess who? Yeah, it's Panther. Ridgeline with 12 turnovers. Barish hasn't been able to get off the schneid, and Panthers picked up the slack. They're just not even letting Barish get the basketball. You can't score if you don't have the ball, and he's a scorer. Here's Corey, baseline, stuck, spins back underneath and scores. Nate Corey with 6. It's a 7-point game, and Weta's fouled. That's 1-1 for Ridgeline. And Corey with the foul, his 4th. First foul of the 4th quarter on either team. There's 2:49 to play. Weta. Got it. Weta was 2 of 3 before that one. Now 3 of 4. He's got 15 points, 16. Nine-point lead again. Weta gets a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds before he can chase it down. Ridgeline looking for their only win in region play against a Green Canyon team that was hoping to win and get some help from a couple of other teams and finish with a piece of the region title. Corey to the rim. Dribbles off the front of the iron and rebounded by Ridgeline. Knocked away from Brenchley and out of bounds off of Green Canyon. 2:24 to go. 9-point Green Canyon lead. See if they take some air, 9-point Riverhawks lead of Ridgeline. See if they take some air out of the ball. Nope, Smith's gonna fire away. He's gonna miss. Rebound fought for, it's Brenchley with it, double dribble. 13 turnovers now, 4 in this fourth period for Ridgeline. But they still hang on to a 9-point lead with 2:10 to play. Holbrook, straightaway three, rims out, rebounded by Wida. Wida, dribbling through traffic, down the lane, runs over Panner, a charge. That was Corey that he ran over. Wida pleads his case, but he's just picked up his third. No free throws on the offensive foul. That was actually only the 16th foul on Ridgeline. And no free throws either way. That goes as a turnover. Ridgeline now with 13. Green Canyon just can't put the ball in the bucket here in the fourth. 4 points in the fourth quarter for Green Canyon. And there's a turnover. Smith ahead to Brenchley. And that may have just iced it. Brenchley with the bucket. He's got 16. There's 1:20 to play in the game. Corey's three. Nate Corey with 9. And a timeout on the floor. With a 1:17 to play, it's 65-57. Green Canyon wants the 30-second timeout. Well, we talk about the playoffs. Green Canyon's going to the playoffs. If they lose here tonight and Bear River wins, well, now we got trouble again because now we're going to have a tie for that third and fourth spot. But if Green Canyon goes in as the third seed, they're probably going to play Desert Hills in St. George. Those first round games are at home. The number 1 seed, either Logan or Skyview, is going to play probably Snow Canyon at home, while Bear River will have to travel to Dixie. Desert Hills will host either Green Canyon or Bear River or Logan, depending on what happens tonight with all the other games. And either Skyview or Logan, if they end up being the 2 seed, would play, most likely play, well, it looks like it's going to be Hurricane right now, and that would be a home game. So the top 2 teams play the first round on the road, and then 3 and 4. The top 2 teams play at home, and then 3 and 4 play on the road in that first round. Then it all goes down to UVU. Here's Smith underneath, blocked by Mon, and they're going to call a foul. Like he got a lot of ball, but if he reached across the arm, that looked like what they're calling. And Smith misses. Mon, his third. Smith with 8, and a big free throw here. Still an 8-point lead for Ridgeline, 1:07 to play. Misses them both, rebounded by Barish. Barish in the corner, Corey 3, got another one! Nate Corey with 12. He's been in foul trouble all night. He's got 4, but now he's got 12 points and a couple of 3-pointers. He's got 8 in the quarter. It's a 5-point lead for Ridgeline, and they foul Ben Johnson. with 45 seconds to play in the ball game. Ridgeline 65-60, and Ben Johnson will go to the line. He's 3 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. 1 and 1. And he calmly steps up and hits the first. Gives Ridgeline a little breathing room. It's a 2-possession game. Gets them both. Big shots by the senior. Mon, cross-court pass stolen away. And Wida hits the deck. And Corey is done. 12 points for Corey, 8 of them here in this fourth quarter as he tried to bring his team back. And Henline will replace Corey. Well, Coach McClure will have his team's attention this week as they prepare for a playoff game. Wida misses. That one did everything but fall through. For Wida, he hit 4 out of 5 before that one. He's got 16 points. He and Brenchley with 16 apiece, now 17 for Wida. The game high score is Panter with 19, 30 seconds to play in an 8-point game. And a foul will put Green Canyon at the line, and that's not what you want. You don't want a chance at points with the clock stop if you're Ridgeline. Call it on Stewart, that's his 4th. Holbrook makes the first. Holbrook with 6. .28 seconds left in the game, and it's a 6-point ball game as Holbrook with 7 points as he makes both free throws. Panther is going to sit. He's going to stay right up at the front. See if they're playing offense-defense with him, but he's played well. Brenchley, fancy dribbling to get out of trouble. Stewart is fouled. 18 seconds on the clock, and Stewart will go to the line for the first time tonight. He had back-to-back threes in the first period, hasn't scored since. He's got 6 points. Panther at the scorer's table, ready to come back in. And he's going to replace Holbrook. Stewart missed the first. It's a 6-point ball game, 18 seconds to play. So there's still a little glimmer of hope for Green Canyon. Stewart misses them both. Barish with the board out front to Panther. And he's doubled. Back to Panther. Long 3. Short, rebounded by Green Canyon. Henline, fadeaway 3. Got it! Henline with 5, and it's a 3-point ball game with 3 seconds left. Timeout, Green Canyon. Canyon has trailed most of this game. It was 27-21 at the end of the first period. 37-34 at halftime. 54-50 at the end of 3. This is the closest Green Canyon's been since halftime. Down by 3 at 68-65. They put some more time on the clock. They put an even 4 seconds on the clock. So you expect Green Canyon's going to foul immediately. Stewart just missed 2 free throws. Ike Smith has missed a couple of free throws. Wida, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 of 7. Ben Johnson is 2, 4, 6, 7. He's also 5 of 7. Brenchley's 2 out of 3. Who's in there? Stewart, Johnson, Wida, Smith, and Brenchley. The Green Canyon almost want to let Stewart catch it and then foul him. Ridgeline has to take a timeout. Good defense at Green Canyon. Ridgeline looking for their first region win. Green Canyon is in 3rd place in region play, wanting to finish strong heading into the playoffs. It's been an interesting season here for the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. It's fun having all these Valley schools in here. It's definitely different. You know, for so long, it's just Skyview and Logan. Mountain Crest came into the mix 30-odd years ago, and so it was 30-some years with just 3 high schools in the Valley. And in the last 2 years, 2 brand new high schools, new rivalries being forged. Ridgeline and Mountain Crest is going to be a heck of a rivalry. And Green Canyon Skyview is on its way to being an interesting one as well. All right, Green Canyon, best case scenario, a steal or getting a 5-second call. But Brenchley catches. They foul him immediately. 1 second ticked off the clock. Brenchley needs to make 1 to ensure, to most likely ensure the first win of the season in region play, and the only win this season in region play for Ridgeline. He's got it. Brenchley was 17. And they're on their feet on the Ridgeline bench. Another timeout call. Ridgeline lead. Make or miss on this next free throw. All you need to do is get in the way of the Green Canyon players. Make sure they use all the rest of the time. Do not foul them if you're Ridgeline. You don't want to foul somebody on a 3-point attempt and have something crazy happen like the ball goes in. And they get a free throw if you miss that second one. If Brenchley hits the second one, we can pack it up for the night. Because in 25 years of doing this, I've seen a lot of crazy things, but I've never seen 5 points in 3 seconds at the end of a game. Brenchley, that's going to do it. Barish into Jorgensen. Jorgensen to Panther, and Panther's half-court heave is no good, and Ridgeline breaks through in their final game of the season. They win a region game They end up 1-9, but they get to go home with a win under their belt over Green Canyon. Green Canyon moves on to the playoffs. Best of luck to them, Logan, Bear River, and Skyview. Thanks for joining us this season for the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next year on the Game of the Week. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Not bigger, just better. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance for your family and business. Discount Tire and Automotive. The best tires at discounted prices. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Sports Academy and Racket Club. Your club, your results, your life. Four Seasons Luxury Apartments is your home. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to live high, live high. And if you want to live low, live low. 'Cause there's a million ways to go, you know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true. And you can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You only